And I noticed that there was.
Answer any question, regardless if it's about yesterday or it's just a question.
Good morning, everybody.
You know, they're there to respond. And they
Hey,
always-
Tom.
So we encourage you to put a
This.
question. in the
Jonna.
chat box.
Hey, Jonna, how are you?
I have no screen on because I'm getting ready for a hike after this, and I look like
You can always
That's
listen.
good.
who did it and ran. Oh wait, I'll show you it. There I am.
There you are.
Have my headgear on. I'm getting ready for to go out for my cold hike later.
Really
You
cold.
can go out to
Really
World
cold hike.
University, and we have a dedicated page
Oh, you look great.
called and they're all there, all 35 of them, and soon to be 36. And it's a great resource, and that's where you can find every one of the webcasts. And you can even move the dial, and you can listen to any part of the webcast that you might have missed, or any segment.
Good morning, everybody.
Fantastic
This is
resource.
some very
So,
cold.
again, check that out, and you never have to miss a thing. And so with that, let's get started, Vicki, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hi, Tina. Hi,
Thank you,
Tracy.
Renee, and to our travel partners.
Hi, Lucille.
Wow, you guys.
I got everyone on mute.
Everybody put themselves on mute.
Thank you to you, Renee, because you worked so hard over these 36 weeks. Okay, so last
You have to unmute yourself, Tom.
I'd like to give you this perspective. Last week we had.
Okay, unmute yourself, Tom.
Can you hear me, Jenny?
Yes, now yes.
All right, great. If everyone can, good morning, everybody. That's the first thing. Second thing is if you could please put yourself on mute.
It's already done. It's already done. Everybody's on mute now.
That's great.
If
Thank
they have to say something, they have to unmute themselves.
Yep. Or just use the chat at the bottom, and so we will answer whatever questions you have. And at the end of the presentation, we just ask if everyone could take themselves off of mute, and we'll have an opportunity to ask some questions, which will be great. So today we are going to focus on Malta, the Republic of Malta. I don't know how many of you have been here. It would be great if you could just in the chat, as I always ask, if you could let us know if you've been there, and not just on a cruise, but if you've actually spent some time there. If some of you don't know about Malta, I'll give you a little information. It's been inhabited for many, many years, thousands of years. It's one of the oldest inhabitants of all of Europe. What is it, Johnny?
No, I was checking if it was recording.
Okay, great. And really, it goes back to 5,900 BC. So there are remnants of settlers going back as far as that, before the Egyptians, before the Greeks. So it's an island. It's an archipelago that's filled with a lot of history. It's only 50 miles south of Sicily and about 125 miles north of North Africa, of Libya. So it's right in the middle of the Mediterranean. The temperature today is beautiful. It's about 66, 67 degrees. It's a temperate climate. It's part of the EU. It was part of the UK for quite a long time. They drive on the other side of the road. It's an independent country since 1964. The euro is the currency. And again, they drive on the other side of the road. So if any of you are nervous about driving, just know that that's the situation. We're going to visit the town of Valletta today. And we're going to introduce you to some people that we know. One is Michelle Buttigieg. She is the North American representative for the Malta Tourism Board, and it's located in New York City at the UN. You're going to meet a good friend of ours, Warren Zara, and he is our Maltese representative in Malta. So that's great. And we're going to meet. We're going to visit two beautiful hotels. One is a smaller boutique hotel that's part of AX Hotels and called the Roselli, 5-star property. And you're going to meet Ilana, who is the sales manager there. And we're also going to meet Pat Vella, and Pat is going to take us along with Warren on a walking tour of Valletta, which is really going to be great. And Johnny, if there's anything, and just Pat is the GM of the Phoenicia, also a beautiful, beautiful 5-star property, which we'll get to visit while on this tour of Malta. I'm going to pass it over to you, Johnny, if there's anything that you want to add.
I just want to welcome everybody again, like you did before. And really, I want to underline that I know Michelle and Warren from since many years back. And we have done something together in the past. And now that Tom and myself opened this new adventure with the GT experience, we want to return to Malta on a much stronger way because it's a fantastic destination. I've been in Malta many times, many times. And always, although it's a very small country, it has always been a new discovery, a new adventure, a new experience that I really push you to sell it through your client because it's a destination that's worth it. So let's move on, and we start with our presentation. A couple of slides as introduction, and then we pass the microphone to Michelle. There you go. Let me share the video, the screen. There you go. So GT Experience is our company, and this is what we do. You can read all the program. Mainly, we customize everything. We don't have a preset program except some idea of travel that you can see on our website. And these are the things that we do for your client and for yourself. So please, if you want, and those are the destinations that we cover. As you can see, there are all countries that face the Mediterranean. And North Africa with Tunisia and Egypt, the Middle East with Israel, and obviously in the middle of everything is this great island of Malta. So this is our destination. And
lots of lift from the U.S., not directly to Malta, but the connections through BA, Lufthansa, Air France. It's an easy. It's easy to get to the island.
Okay, so we fasten your seat belts and we fly to Malta.
Thank
Michelle,
you. Thank you. Good
for
morning.
you.
Good morning and good evening and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Tom and Johnny, for having us here and giving us this opportunity to talk to everyone. I'm together with my colleagues, Warren and Pat, who very relaxingly are sitting at the Phoenicia Hotel in Valletta, sipping their wine. I would like to welcome everybody, as we say in Malta, merhaba. As Johnny said, I am the representative of the Malta Tourism Board, located here in New York City, and have been here since 2014. Our numbers to Malta from North America has quadrupled in the last 5 years, so we're very lucky in that aspect because Malta has a lot to offer. And just because it's small, it doesn't mean there's a lot to do. And we're going to talk to you a little bit and show you a little bit about what one can do while they're in Malta. We would like to start up with a little video.
Johnny, no sound.
No sound, Johnny.
Oh, no sound. Sorry. Sorry.
You're fired.
Yeah, you're right.
No, that made me all homesick. Um, and as Tom said, mentioned earlier, we're just going to give you a few facts. We are a country with 7,000 years of history. So, really, we don't have enough time to go through any of that. Just we want to point out the main things about it. As Gianni mentioned, we are in the middle of the Mediterranean, 58 miles south from the shores of Sicily. So whether you're flying down from mainland Europe or taking a boat from Sicily down, Malta is accessible. It's location, location, location. We're in the middle. Because of that, we were conquered by many civilization and gives us this wonderful culture of ours. We're only 216 kilometers square, but again, do not look at the size. A little bit close to a half a million inhabitants on the island. We are part of the EU, and our two main languages, someone already asked this question, are English and Maltese. Maltese is our main language, being a one of the only semi-Semitic languages left in the world. Um, is derived from Aramaic, Ancient Arabic, and Latin, and it's written in Roman letters. And then our other official language is English. We were part of the British colony for over 200 years. Mild winters, 300 days of sunshine makes us very happy people. As Johnny said and Tom are mentioning about the temperature, people are swimming even up till today. So it's pretty. It's good. It's good for those shoulder seasons. Whether your client wants to visit in the heat of summer or throughout from fall and spring, it's ideal temperature wise. Connectivity, Tom already touched on this. We are connected to any major hub in Europe. These are the airlines that just came back after COVID, obviously. By the time we travel again, we're hoping that we will be back to normal with plenty more airlines that come in. We have no direct flight from North America, but it's accessible through any major hub. And this kind of shows you how far we are from everywhere. We're not far at all. And the longest would be London, nearly 3 hours. But the rest is actually pretty accessible with very short waiting periods in between. So from door to door, it's really not that far. Um, we are an island. We're surrounded by the beautiful Mediterranean Sea. Plenty of yachts, private yachts, cruise ships that come in. You'll see that for your client, you can, and Tom and Johnny knows this very well and can help you in organizing these kind of things if your client wants to be on the water. Why choosing Malta? Again, 7,000 years of civilization gives us a really great backdrop, from megalithic temples all the way to the British colony in the 60s, to a more modern, thriving country, part of the EU. The Maltese are, I think, our best characteristics is our hospitality, ability to be hospitable, because it is embedded in our DNA. Just to give you an idea of who came and who left. We saw them coming, we saw them going, and they all left something pretty special on us, whether it's for the way we eat, whether the way we live. Beautiful medieval cities built by the Knights of St. John. So the infrastructure is there. Megalithic temples with mystique and civilizations that we don't know a lot about. All we know is they worshipped women. So they kind of were the good, gave us a good start. But again, we've seen a lot of civilizations coming. And saying this, I like to mention it because it is still very visible. It's a footprint that is still very visible, to all of us that live there and those that visit. Um, just a small map of Malta and Gojo, just to explain to you. The Maltese archipelago is formed by 3 islands. The main island of Malta that looks like a fish, as I was a little girl, I always thought so, is the mainland where the airport is, and a lot of main attractions and hotels are. And then in the middle, you have a small island called Camino, which is the island behind me, surrounded by blue lagoons, amazing for snorkeling and swimming and lunches and day trips and so forth. And then the beautiful island of Gozo, which would be on the left top, but it's on the middle of the map here. It's a more rural kind of island. I like to describe it as the Hamptons for the Maltese. Lots of villas, beautiful restaurants, a lot of history. And it's in the Greek mythology, the island of Calypso, the goddess Calypso, the goddess that captured Ulysses, kept him as her lover, turned his shipmates into pigs. And us Maltese ladies, Pat, you can tell them that we have this joke and they say she never turned them back to men. So Maltese men are all, you know what. Valletta is the city you're all going to go visit with Warren and Pat today. A UNESCO site on its own. They couldn't just pick a one part of it because it's just so fascinating. Built by the Knights of St. John, they left us this amazing diamond for us, with the Co-Cathedral of St. John, which hosts the only signed Caravaggio painting. But from here, I'm going to turn it to Warren, who, please, Warren, unmute yourself, and who's going to take us through the different activities that one can do, starting with the beautiful island of Gozo.
Yeah, hi everyone. Well, Pat and I are here and looking forward to showing you our islands through this video and destination report. Gozo is actually, we're on the main island of Malta, and we're at the moment sitting in just outside the city gates of Valletta, our capital city. As everyone has explained, it's a city built by the Knights. We go to Gozo, we have some fantastic diving and dive sites, lots of wrecks underneath the sea which were scuttled and one can experience from the diving point of view. Here we have a picture of Comino, the smallest of the 3 islands, and you can get boat charters, etc. Lots of adventure and trekking, horse riding, quad biking. The main thing is you have some fantastic rock features in terms of the island's landscape. Churches and religious parts of our program, we're 99% Catholic and we have 365 churches on the island, one for every day of the year. So a very Catholic country. And of course, we have our cuisine. Maltese cuisine is quintessentially Mediterranean, very similar to Southern Italian, lots of pasta, risottos, fish, but we also have some influences from the Middle Eastern spices, which made their way on the trade routes coming through the island. So we have quite an interesting cuisine. Of course, we have our wines. We have some of the most interesting wines in the Mediterranean. Not very well known, but very good. We only produce enough to consume ourselves, though we don't export much of it. We already tried some this evening. Olive oil, our lace is one of the traditional products that we produce. These are all authentic artisan products, and the olive oil is some of the best in the world. The Romans particularly liked it when they were settled here. So that's really an overview of what can do, but we will have more to send you after this event.
Okay, so we are ready. Are you ready to now go on the road of Malta and Valletta and enjoy the presentation, the live presentation that Warren and his friends did, and I just received it this morning, and it was really filmed yesterday, and is something special just for us. It's not something that you find on YouTube. This is just for us. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, my name's Warren and we're sitting here in a cafe in the city of Valletta. Valletta is our capital city of Malta, and it's a UNESCO heritage city built in 1566 by the Knights of St. John. And this morning we're going to be showing you around our city. I'd like to introduce you to Pat. She's a great friend of mine that works at the Grand Hotel Phoenicia. And she is going to help me take us around the city, and we're going to show you some of those little unique spots that she's been discovering over the years. And I'd love to take you around. So we're going to finish our coffee, as is the tradition here, before we go to work.
Yeah, no coffee, no work. Huh?
And exactly. And we're just going to have some fun today and introduce you to lots of interesting people. So, Pat, what shall we do today?
What shall we do? Well, I've been working in Valletta now for 3 years. And the beauty of Valletta is that every day, walking around, I'll discover something new. And I like to go to these kind of places where it's not just a unique product, but also the Maltese characters, the city characters, So I suggest that you come up with one place, and then I'll take you to one of my favorites.
Well, that sounds great.
Okay.
And I think that's really what we want to do. We want to get the essence of the city for our audience today. But first of all, we'll take a walk and we'll go down to a special place which I really love. It's called Casa Rocca Piccola.
I love it.
It's a wonderful testament to Maltese history and Valletta itself. And it's owned by the Marquis de Piero.
Oh, how
it's
nice.
actually his family home. So we're going to go there, and we're just 5 minutes away.
I had the opportunity to go and visit this place, and it's so unique.
Well, let's.
Good choice. I like it. I agree. Let's do it.
Let's get going. So, Pat, there was only a short walk, but we're coming down to Casa Rocca now.
Excellent.
And when we arrive there, we're going to be greeted by the Marquis de Piero's son, Clement.
Okay,
and
excellent.
He's going to show us around some of the rooms in their home.
Amazing.
And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this.
Yeah, I've been to this place. I really, really love it. I really love it. I mean, it really shows the part of the history of Malta. But how the noble used to set up and everything.
So, hi Clement. Hi Clement, how are you? Okay, we're really pleased to visit your family home today. So thanks for welcoming us, and we're really looking forward to having a look around. So, Pat, off to you.
So to give you a bit of background of the house, it's actually 400 years old. It was built for an Italian knight of Malta called Rocca, and then after him, many different Italian knights. For the last 200 years, This house has been lived in by two Maltese noble families. In about 1900, my great-grandfather swapped it with one Maltese family, and that's why we are here today. Okay, so I'm going to point out some of the furniture, paintings, and so on. This is a portable chapel. There are 7 of these in Malta. The Bishop of Malta has one. There's one in the Inquisitor's Palace and the Grand Master's Palace. And 4 Maltese noble families have these in their collections. So the idea was this piece of furniture could move with the family. In the summer, it could go to the summer house. By the sea, it could be put into a bedroom so that before a child was born, the chapel could be opened. And the child could be baptized immediately on being born. This over here is a Maltese lady from the 18th century. She was from a famous Maltese family called Shabaras. There's a lot of Maltese lace. Lace was very valuable in the old days, so a Maltese family would show off their wealth by covering their ladies in jewelry, obviously, but also lace.
This room reminds me a lot of Italy. Has it got a connection?
Well, this room we call the winter dining room. The table came from a family palace which we owned in Florence, and it came to Malta, I think in the 1970s. It was brought here. This shows the father's side of the family and the mother's side on that side. So you've got 4 generations, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? To become a Knight of Malta, you needed noble blood, and you needed to prove at least 4 generations on your father and your mother's side. So these are proofs of nobility. So, is an archive room. This is where we keep all the old family papers going back 350 years. A lot of it is contracts of marriage, business contracts. This is the visitor's book. We've been using this for almost 100 years now. Whenever somebody important comes to the house, we want to make a record of them. We ask them to write something in this book. For example, we have Franklin Roosevelt Jr. This is the son of the great American president. He came to Malta in 1943, and he had lunch with my grandfather. He's written here, "I'm sure it won't be long before my family and I can return your gentle hospitality in America. We will receive you as the heroes you are, who have held high the torch of freedom and courage through all your horror, and by doing so have made possible the victory we are all now achieving."
So Pat, you was mentioning the program on Netflix.
Yeah,
these are some,
chess is the
yeah,
game.
these are some
And
interesting chess pieces we've got here.
It's
Yeah,
a good break, you know, from our digital world that
Yeah.
we're going back to board games, which is amazing. So this is why I had to stop you here, because this is amazing.
yeah.
Okay, well we've got quite a few different sets here. I'm going to start with this set over here, the green one here. That's representing the Grand Master of Malta. In Malta, Maltese chess set, the Queen never has a crown because the Grand Master of Malta had taken a vow not to have a wife. So he had a vow of chastity, and therefore, just out of respect to that vow, they didn't put a crown on the Queen. Okay, so that's Maltese. This over here is a French set, 18th century. Then at the top, you've got a Chinese set with the Emperor of China in red and the King of England, George III, in white. This is an 18th century sedan chair. It was carried around Valletta, and the man who owned it was called Victor Nicholas. Getting around Valletta in the old days with a carriage was difficult because the streets are small. This was perfect. You could be taken right up the stairs of the palace, and you could make a grand entrance when you arrive into a room. Windows that go up and down. Okay, it gets very hot in Malta, so you need to have the window open, and it's got painting all around it.
So Clement, this particular area is really interesting. Can you tell me about the...
Sure. Well, this is an invitation to the coronation of Elizabeth II. Now, when the Queen invites you to a party, she never invites you directly. She commands somebody else to invite you. And the reason is, you're not supposed to say no to the Queen. So this way you can refuse the person who invited you. You're not really saying no directly to the Queen. In 1953, my grandparents were asked to represent the Maltese noble families at her coronation, and this is the invitation they received. When you went to a coronation, you were given a chair to sit on, and you could take that chair home with you if you wanted, and this is one of them, okay? And then if you look over here, it says ER coronation, so it's stamped to show that it was used at the coronation of Elizabeth II. Now, not many people know that the Queen actually lived in Malta for 2 years. Before she became Queen, they got her a house just outside Valletta, and we like to think in Malta they were the happiest years of her life because she was free. She was able to drive her own car. She could stop the car, jump in the sea, no paparazzi chasing her, and I think she had a good time here.
Yeah, I've heard that.
In the middle of the room here, we have a table which has a set of surgical instruments of the Knights of Malta. Now, the Knights of Malta had one of the largest hospitals in Europe. Over 1,000 patients could be looked after in the Sacra Infermeria. When Napoleon came, he took all of their silver. I was told once there was 2 tons of silver there. It seems that these are the only surviving set of 18th century surgical instruments. They could do, for example, the cataract on your eyes. They could cut you open and sew you up without killing you. They used silver because silver is hygienic and very clean. It's a good metal to use for surgery. These date to about 1780, 1790, and we're very lucky to have them here.
Last time I was here with your father, actually, and he explains that this coffee pot is typically Maltese. It can be seen to be Maltese because the feet of the coffee pot are, it's a particular animal called the hoof of a goat, I think.
Yeah. Over here, I have a photograph of my grandparents in 1953 when they were representing the Maltese nobility at the coronation of Elizabeth II. The photograph was actually taken by Anthony Armstrong Jones, who everyone seems to have heard of now because of the crown. He ended up marrying Princess Margaret, and he was the junior assistant at the time, and the main photographer was too busy to take these photos, so he got his assistant to take these.
Clement, this is one of my favorite rooms in the house, and I think there's also a unique here that's particular to Casa Rocca.
This room was built in about 1920. Originally, it was a terrace overlooking the garden, and then my great-grandfather covered it over, and he put these Art Nouveau arches. It was made to feel as if you were already outside in here. It's full of light. Different from the rest of the house, which is 400 years old. This is only 100 years old, this room.
A dinner, that's for sure. It's so ornate. What a lovely garden, Clement.
Yeah, we are so lucky to have this garden. Gardens are extremely rare in Valletta. There was always a shortage of water in Valletta, so having a garden with orange trees was a great privilege. And it's also home to Kiku. Kiku is our family pet.
I think you like Kiku.
Yeah. In our family, we love birds. My grandfather had one which we called Kiku the First, and then he had another one, Kiku the Second, and this is Kiku the Third.
Thanks a lot, Clement. It's really been really kind of you to take us around. Pat, I hope you enjoyed it.
I loved it, and thank you. I mean, this is unique, for us to be here alone and having this private tour. I thank you, and it's wonderful.
And maybe next time we'll bring some guests with us, and
that would be great.
I'm sure they'll enjoy it just as much as we have. So thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. So Pat, you enjoyed it, yeah?
I loved it. I really loved it. I mean, it was a privilege to be there on our own, seeing it and go, because sometimes when we're there with groups and guests, we don't have the time to enjoy it. So today, for me, it's like I'm on a holiday myself. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank
In
you.
fact, Casa Rocca Piccola inspired me. And if you don't mind, I would like to take you to a friend of mine called Alfred. He's got this jewelry shop called Opera Jewelry. I mean, I'm some time ago, I was not much into jewelry. I mean, I've spent all my money on good food, on traveling and wine. I mean, that's my kind of,
Why not?
that is where
Yeah.
I want my money to go. But now, growing up, I'm trying to be a bit more, having a bit of an investment. And what I like about this jewelry, first of all, Alfred, the owner, has got a lot of information about the jewelry he sells and everything. And he's got vintage jewelry, which comes from the 1950s, 20s. Would you like me to take you there?
I'd love to. I'd love to.
Super.
I'm going to leave this part to you now.
Super.
So,
let's take a coffee
yeah.
and we'll call Alfred and we go and see Alfred.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Ladies, open your eyes because this is fantastic.
this is the place.
Oh yes, come and meet my wonderful friend Alfred. Coming here, it is not just buying a piece of jewelry, but it is the information, the history this wonderful gentleman has, the experience. And he hooked me by one day coming in here and told me, close your eyes, and he put a bracelet. I thought it was not going to impress me. But actually, because it's old jewelry, 50s and so, they have like a special aura to it. You can feel the energy and so I let you explain to us and show us some beautiful things.
I can show you this bracelet, which is Maltese filigree, and some of the best and finest work you'll see on the island. This is made about 1820, and it's called Tal Hakika, which is basically a cheese grater bracelet.
Amazing. Alfred, you realize that I came empty? Maybe something gets stuck to me.
And that is in 18 karat yellow gold.
Amazing.
Let's go to something else.
This was, I know you keep telling me it's sold, but I will not give up.
And tremblant, which everything moves on it. They are diamonds, and that is 18 karat gold. It has a hidden clasp with a hinge.
And because it's small, it won't fit everybody, but it fits me. Look.
Perfect.
It does.
That is circa 1940s.
1940s.
And it's very heavy gauge gold, and there's quite a few brilliant cut diamonds.
And it's sold.
It is, yes, it's spoken for.
Thank you.
We'll move that aside, and we're going back to the 1920s.
Ah, beautiful.
That is Art Deco in platinum
Warren.
with caliber sapphires.
Is it just me, or I actually feel the energy out of, you just, you know, I mean, you can feel, I can see people dancing with these bracelets and...
That is 20 carats of diamonds in white gold and everything. This one has got a nickname. It's a Maltese muff chain, double length.
This is Maltese?
Maltese.
Okay.
And this is called an olive chain, Tazabuja.
Okay, because olive in Maltese we call it Zabuja.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is done with all these, like an olive bone and the olives. And that is made about 1850 to 1880.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Is this a pair?
Yes.
Why are they different?
Because you can either take this off and put two pearls, or you can take the pearl off and put an aquamarine in the center. You've got the actual stones, so you can
Adjust according to what you're wearing, the occasions.
And those, there are possibly about 15 carats of diamonds, and you would retail to about 30,000. This is again a Victorian, typical Maltese brooch. The coronet, so it belonged to somebody titled, and the Maltese cross. And the very fine cantille work around with the 3 drops with cantille work.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank
I
you,
can't
Alfred.
kiss you,
we
so
can't,
okay.
We can't. But I'll be back.
Thank you.
I'll be back.
Thank you.
I'll be back.
So we're going to go to another hotel now.
Okay.
One of my favourites actually.
Okay.
In the area, it's a boutique hotel. Much smaller than your hotel, the Phoenicia. But anyway, before we go, I'd love to introduce you to my cousin.
Your cousin?
Yes,
oh,
yes.
1925.
This was my grandfather that founded the shop. He was a tailor. And Franco, how are you? Okay? How are you doing?
Hey, bonjour. All right.
Franco, Pat. Yeah, so as you can see, the shop was established in 1925 and it's been here ever since. I remember my grandfather being behind the desk there with the tape measure. And
Still here?
yeah, so
That will never go.
this was holds a lot of memories.
Do you have your regular clients? I think you most probably people are
used to it.
your oldest clients.
We have generation after generation.
Generation after
But then
generation.
obviously we have a lot of passing trade.
Good, excellent. Thank
All
you.
right, Franco,
Been a pleasure.
Lovely meeting you.
Same here.
Thank you.
Take care.
Nice.
See you.
Bye.
See you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
day.
So, hi Ilona, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Lauren.
Good,
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm sitting here in the Rosselli Hotel. It's part of the luxury boutique collection of AX Hotels, and Ilona's the sales manager for some of the properties within the group. And today we're here so that we can show you this wonderful property in the center of Valletta. And I think we'd start off with some of your rooms, and then we're going to see Undergrain, which recently received a 1-star Michelin rating. So we're going to start, and I look forward to seeing the hotel. So Ilona, we were coming down Merchant Street, and I took Pat, who's coming around with me, to my grandfather's shop, and he was a tailor.
Okay.
And I know that in the past Merchant Street was synonymous with merchants, hence the name, and actually the tailor trade was really prominent on this street. So I understand that Undergrain, which is your Michelin star restaurant, has an affinity with the tailor.
That's
industry.
right. So if you look around you, the whole restaurant is obviously adorned with tailor stuff. So it makes you feel like you're in a tailor's workshop. The idea behind grain is twofold. So basically, grain, the initial word, obviously relates to the food ingredient. However, the idea of the tailor is to cut the material so that the material doesn't fray, and he cuts along the grain. So what we did over here is we're paying homage to the tailor, the craftsmanship that goes into preparing a garment. And in the same way, our chefs are using the same skill set, the different processes that goes into perfecting the dish, eventually for our guests to enjoy.
In the same way as a tailor would perfect his art to create beautiful clothing.
Correct.
Well, I love the restaurant, and in the evening, I mean, the atmosphere is wonderful, the lighting, the ambience, the music. I had the pleasure of dining here on my birthday, actually, on the 6th of August.
How was it?
Wonderful evening.
Glad to hear.
Service was exceptional, and really, your chefs are fantastic.
Glad to hear.
It was art on a plate. So, yeah.
So Warren, we're here in the Alusietta rooms, which are our superior collection. Alusietta was the wife of Pietro Rosselli, and we have designed the room to represent her personality. So basically using dark floral motifs.
So Ilona, on average, because the buildings are of a historical nature, their average rooms are 28 to 30 square meters in size,
That's right.
Okay, and the bed size?
Queen size.
That's a queen. So Lona, what special features do you have in the bathrooms?
So one of the features worth mentioning is obviously that wherever you look at the hotel, also now on our towels, we have the initials of the couple. So PR, Pietro Rosselli, and AM, Alucietta Massa. These initials are also found on their tombstones.
Which brands do you offer?
We have partnered with the luxurious brand L'Occitane.
Oh, okay. There's a Occitane store just
At the beginning of Republic Street, that's
yes,
right.
Yeah. Ilona, one of my favourite features of your rooms are these Maltese balconies called Galleria. And honestly, it really takes me back to my childhood because my grandfather had one of these in his house, and we used to spend hours just looking outside of the window and watching the world go by. And this is something special, a real Maltese experience where you feel the streets coming into your room practically. So Ilona, what type of room is this?
So you are in an executive room, which is named after the master of the house and the Don Pietro collection.
Okay, and these rooms overlook the courtyard in the center of the hotel?
That's right.
Okay, and I know that this particular room has a special feature, and
yes.
Maybe you'd like to
so
show us that?
These rooms have their own wellness area. Okay, please. So over here you have your own indoor wellness terrace together with a rain shower and a sauna. Guests over here can obviously have their own treatments brought into the room. The idea behind the room is that it gives you a sense of calmness and tranquility. And this is what we wanted to achieve by having such rooms in a busy city, which is the capital.
Well, I can personally say that they are relaxing because I stayed here for a couple of nights back in August, and it was really relaxing, absolutely what I needed, especially nowadays. The sauna was my particular favorite, so yeah, this is a great room, a great room. So I love the roof terrace. When I stayed here, I came over and after a day of shopping around town and having some lunch, and then I needed a siesta, I just laid myself down here, and it's so peaceful.
I think it's the perfect place to unwind as well.
Yeah.
It's very calm. Hard to believe it's November today, and
Absolutely.
we're having this beautiful weather.
Winter sun and 20 degrees. It's getting a little hot now. So, but sitting up here, you really feel the essence of Valletta, you know.
That's right. You have
the
fabulous
and
skyline
and church domes and spires. It's really nice, and nothing better than leaning over and watching everybody walk by the hotel and
or someone else's
seeing all the
laundry.
sights. Yeah, and somebody else's laundry. Exactly. Interesting pieces.
Quite a day, yeah, Warren?
Yeah,
Quite a day.
I'm loving it, and there's some real characters in the city, yeah?
I mean, sometimes when you're just taken with work, we do not have the time to experience it ourselves. And I think it's been wonderful, you know? I mean, it's like I'm a tourist in Valletta, you know, which we need it. We need it.
Sometimes we don't realize that we can take a vacation, a holiday.
Yes.
In our own island.
We take care of others, but today it was our day, and
Yeah.
I am loving it.
I'm enjoying it. But I think there's something else you want to show me now.
Yes.
And I think it smells good.
Yes.
And
it's got a purple door.
Yes, and it's another unique person in Malta offering a unique service.
It's another friend of mine, which I'm also very proud. Okay, I've known this person for about 11 years at the very beginning, but I always believed. Oh, good.
That's Malta.
Okay, okay, brilliant. Yes, we're in the city. I've always believed in and Stephen Cordina. The guy is Stephen Cordina. He's actually Godzitan, and he's got a very unique product. It's candles. Talking about candles might not sound unique, but he actually used like local ingredients. So it's literally a signature. They've got local names to it. And also me having a background of spas, together with him, we used to create special treatments and special products for the spas that I worked with. For example, one of the things, all his candles, you know, besides they're a good quality, they also can be used as a massage cream, which I find that amazing. That is the start I know of Stephen Cordina, but since then, now he's got his own shop in the city, which at the back of the shop he also has got his lab where he works his magic.
Yeah, I heard, and he's also going to start a special project where he can invite guests to learn how to mix the perfumes and to produce the fragrances. So I'm really looking forward to seeing
workshop, and not only the workshop would be interesting, but this character. We can't leave the city before meeting him.
Well, let's go.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Off we go. This is it. Did you see the purple door?
I saw it.
Look, beautiful things.
Well, there's
Yes, and what we'll ask him, because what is really of interest is that he also have like, look, Gozo, and we'll ask him why he got the name of Gozo, the other Maltese island. And I know that he's got also a very special candle, which he named after his mother.
Really?
And I find it very interesting because basically he captured the aromas that reminded him of his mother while growing up, and he created this special candle for her, which I find that's very, very special.
Yeah.
And aroma diffusers. He came. He's got his. Yeah, wonderful.
And they seem to all have a connection.
Oh, look who's here. Hello.
Oh, hi,
Hey.
Stephen. How are you, Steve?
Nice to
Always
see you.
a pleasure being here.
And nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing?
We're walking around in the city, and I thought I'd come and say hello.
Thank you for that.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well, you haven't seen my new special purple, Laura.
What are you up to
You've
now?
only been here this
What are you up to? Well, we've known each other for a long time, and every time I come
Over
here,
a decade now.
you know, every time I come here, I say to myself, okay, I know the product, nothing's going to surprise me. But actually, I came again here about 3 weeks ago, and I had to send him the message. I said, yeah, I come there and I take you for granted, but once again, Steve, you exceeded my expectation, because he does. So what's your latest? Show me. It feels very good, Steve. It feels really, it's a beautiful aura.
I'm more to show you this because it's really new.
The energy is really good in here.
Well, let me show you.
So, Steve, this basically works that you would be doing one-to-one consultation with person, and according to the character of the person, what they like and what they don't, you can create their own personal perfume.
That is
That
correct.
is super amazing.
Both for home, right, or whatever premises it is.
I know,
offices,
I know
hotels,
that, yeah,
like-
exactly. I remember that you could also, for example, create a special scent for hotels.
Correct. I
Amazing.
need some time in the hotel to study the ambience and the outside air and the inside air and the furniture, what is going to match with it. And so that's something I've been doing for some time, but now the bespoke, that's
I'm looking
something
forward.
come
I'm
into it
really
more.
looking forward to have my own personal perfume. That's very unique.
That's an honor for me, I tell you.
That's very unique. So besides the shop, the lab, which I'm seeing some really amazing stuff, right? Plus,
New leather goods.
It does not look good.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that it feels good as well. There's a certain serenity, and the energy is very good in here.
Well, it's all got to do with acqua di valletta.
Acqua di valletta.
That is correct. Let me show you. It's being cooked.
Oh my
Acqua di
God.
valletta is because here they invented orange blossom water. This relates back from the Queen of Hungary. The monk who was creating the holy water, the aqua mirabilis, the wonderful water, right? The monk who was creating for her moved back to his hometown, which was Cologne. Cologne as we know it, we say cologne. Well, the original word from cologne, perfume, is aqua mirabilis. Makes sense?
Yes, that's
So,
amazing.
basically, I reconstructed
Acqua di Valletta.
Acqua di Valletta from Aqua Mirabilis.
That's what I
So,
always say. You
Aqua
never fail to amaze me. So besides the shop and the lab,
Yeah,
are we going to start doing workshops as well?
that's what we're gonna be doing as well, workshops. How to make your own perfume. Some perfume, instead of you just buy it, you make it with me. So I have a small group, they pick up a perfume, or I pick up a perfume for them, and we're gonna make it. So instead of just buy it, walk out with it.
This is something I think a lot of people now love.
I mean, I'm amazed. As I said, the place being at the basement of the nuns, you know, having Stephen Cordina with these beautiful products. I am really looking forward for the workshops. So,
I think it's inspiring.
Stephen, we thank you for your time.
It's just the beginning.
We're looking forward for more. Lovely
Same
seeing
here.
you. Lovely seeing you. We'll come and see you again.
Well, that was a nice full morning.
Yes, and now welcome to my second home, I must say. As you can see, it is a 1940s, 1950s hotel. So this was the very first luxury hotel on the island. We made it.
Yeah, it was a good day.
It was a lovely day,
Yeah,
full of
so-
surprises.
Yeah, and I got the feeling we'll do more of these walk-arounds
I
the
mean, this is
cities.
the benefit now that we have a bit more time. I think we were lacking to find time to make these unusual things, and it was lovely.
Well, our friends in the States who gave me the idea to produce this discovery of our city, I think they're going to enjoy
Definitely. Johnny, right? You told me.
Johnny and
Hi,
Tom.
Johnny.
Yeah,
Hi, Johnny and Tom.
Johnny and Tom.
Looking forward to meeting
And,
them as well.
and Michelle Buttigieg,
Michelle,
who's
I love Michelle.
in New York, you know, I think this is going to make her feel a bit nostalgic not to be closer to home. But
Yes, we miss her.
but she
We
lives
do
in a
miss her.
great city too. So
We do miss her.
so yeah, like we started today at 8:30, right?
I think it's showing now.
We had the
I think it's showing. running
we
around.
started in a proper Maltese way with an espresso
Definitely.
to kickstart things.
But we're still
And then,
missing.
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
Which we will. I don't worry. I promise.
Okay.
We're going to have them.
All right.
And besides running around the city, also, I mean, being November, the 13th of November today, and having this weather, I think it's quite unique. Quite unique. And I mean, it's like summer. I mean,
But especially, I've found that over the years, November is one of my favorite months.
you know what? I'm liking you by
know,
the minute.
there you
It's
go.
my favorite too.
You know, we've had the beautiful summer.
Yes.
You know, the heat's calmed down. We're 20 degrees, but literally, you can go to the beach today. It'll be a bit cool to go into the sea, but 10 seconds and your body measures up to the
One of my
to the
targets
temperature.
this year is that I'll keep on swimming all year round.
Well, we had a lot of time on our hands, to be honest. So,
Next
so
time
we
go
made the
swimming,
most
shall
of
we?
it. Yeah.
I challenge you. Swimming in January. Cheers.
Swimming in January, that might be a new one for me, but we'll try. I always kind of give it an angle that when you come to Malta, you actually can experience all of the Mediterranean and some extra influences from beyond the Mediterranean all in one very small space. I mean,
We're lucky.
the islands
Very
are 3 islands, an archipelago which has had 7,000 years of history with the oldest buildings, man-made buildings on the planet in terms of our temples, exactly.
Temples which are 1,000 years older than the pyramids themselves.
Exactly.
You know? So it is an island to discover.
Yeah,
not just
you know,
a
so it's small, it's compact, and there's a lot to discover and lots of unexpected jewels. So,
Cheers again.
Cheers.
Oh, I'm beginning to enjoy this day.
I tell you,
coffee, wine,
yeah, I
walking
think
around, shopping.
the only thing we should add next time is a long lazy lunch.
Yeah. Yes. Lazy? No.
No.
There's nothing lazy with me.
All right then.
We'll find some fun lunches. As being Mediterranean here, especially on Fridays, we like to.
Oh, nice seafood pasta and.
On a Friday,
Yeah.
the habits in the city, like Friday we tend to stop a bit earlier and go for these famous lunches, where we can just.
Yeah, the 12 till 3 ones.
Yes. Or 9 in the evening, maybe.
Yeah, they carry on. It's true.
We'll do one of it, and I challenge you for our swim in January. Neville is here again, our ambassador.
Nice to see you again.
Same here. It's a day like this.
It is amazing. For November, it's super amazing.
2 glasses of wine with a tree, even better. But then I won't see anything else.
So,
Let me show you some rooms.
okay, brilliant. Shall we, Warren?
Yeah.
Shall we see some rooms?
We shall.
Let's go.
This is one of your suites.
Yes, it is. It's one of the deluxe Harbour View suites. One of the suites are sold very much so. And it has a panoramic view of Valletta, the Grand Harbour, Floriana.
Beautiful.
We're just 2 minutes away from the city gate of Valletta and the Triton Fountain. And this view is fantastic panoramic view of the Grand Harbour, and that's where the Great Siege took place.
Neville, I mean, we've known each other over the years, and it's kind of like we're two faces from the tourism industry in Malta. And I mean, just sitting down here in this room, you can see the feeling of history, and the whole essence of Valletta is synonymous with the Phoenicia, in my opinion. I mean, I hope you agree.
Yes.
And when you are sitting here in this property, and you have the Grand Harbour and everything, and the fortifications around you, I mean, what do you feel about that? You must be so proud to work here.
It's home for me, I think.
Yeah.
I've been working here for the last 27 years. And when I first started, I said I would spend 1 year, 2 years here, and then I move on.
Yeah.
It never happened.
It gets into you,
It
right?
gets into me. And if I had to leave the Phoenicia, I don't think I would work in another hotel anywhere.
Well, that's. I think that says a lot. And we find our clients love the location because they can just walk, and 2 minutes they're in the city centre.
City, and as soon as you go in, there's a building, a new building by Renzo Piano.
Yes, the Parliament.
They were their own building, beautiful building, which I think it's integrated with the other buildings in Malta, Baroque buildings in Malta. It's something new, but it has been well integrated.
I know sometimes this type of architecture can be controversial, but I think the blending of new and old, if done with taste, can work very well. So this is one of your favorite rooms, huh?
Yes. And I always have a favorite. Wherever I go to work, it's always something that attracts me. I worked in another hotel and there was something that attracted me. But I think for me, one of my fondest memories is the ballroom. The ballroom where a lot of people used to come here dancing, a lot of weddings. It was the first place where afternoon teas were being held. A lot of my relatives got married here. I'm going to send you the photos as promised of Princess Elizabeth at the time dancing here, which was her favorite place where she used to go dancing while living here in Malta.
Pat, one of my favorite places in the hotel. I mean, apart from obviously the rooms are classic and give that feeling of history. I mean, can you imagine you've got this infinity pool here, which is so relaxing just to look at.
You have this unique place where you have the bastions, the infinity pool, overlooking Marsamxet Harbour, you know, which is...
This is it's just amazing. This is one of those unique experiences which only exists here.
Yes.
It's the only place in the world where you can have this environment, and it's just so totally relaxing. It's an experience.
Yep.
And I really thank you for sharing.
Thank
this
you.
today.
Thank you.
You've been a great companion on our
We
visit
have
to Valletta.
our last baby.
Huh?
Last 2 weeks ago, we gave birth to a new baby here, which is our spa.
Ah,
So,
yes, of course.
I am just quickly showing you to the new baby, which is at the moment still open to residents in the hotel because we're trying to go very slowly. But we've been long waiting, and I think now actually the Phoenicia Malta is so complete with its new spa as well.
Wonderful.
We could not do the hotel and not adding the baby. The baby is always the baby. The designers, what they try to do an extension of the hotel using the old, which you will see on the side. There's the whole old wall of the Phoenicia. And on the other side, we have the bastion, which we'll see later on. And just follow me. Let's go around.
If I had to be honest with you, this looks very tempting, and I would.
What a better way, yeah? If only we could.
I would love just to be getting an ice cold bottle of water and have a dip, and then maybe a gin and tonic or a nice glass of prosecco at the end of the day. This is absolutely amazing.
So, Warren,
thank you very much.
Thank
It's been a great day. Thank you.
Looking forward for our next adventure.
I'm
Super.
sure. Looking forward to
you.
it. Thank you.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you, Pat. It was just a beautiful tour.
We're very happy to take you around.
It gave us a real good flavor of the town. And
I think it was, first of all, it was an experience for us because working in the hospitality business, sometimes we don't get time to really enjoy our surroundings. And we had fun. And that's what work is all about. If you love what you're doing, you have fun. And we just loved going around the cities, meeting these beautiful characters, and we just had a wonderful day.
Yep.
And I hope I mean, even us ourselves got emotional seeing the video because seeing these characters and these beautiful places. Malta is a truly island to experience and to see.
If anyone has a question, please unmute yourself and come in. You are welcome to say whatever you would like to say before we end, and we're gonna give you the prize of today. That that will be very interesting because you have prize from the Phoenicia and from the Rosselli, so you will have the chance to stay in one of those hotels and experience Malta, not only as a client, but also as a travel agent, travel professional that will help to sell the destination, I'm sure, in the next year. So anybody has any question, please?
Nick, here.
This is Kathy Hobbs. I just wanted to ask, does Malta have any all-inclusive resorts, hotels?
Shall I? There are one or two properties that do all inclusive. Some of them will even tailor make an all inclusive arrangement for FIT. If it's for groups, definitely they will. Even if it's not an all inclusive resort, they will normally make arrangements to have a group arrangement for all inclusive. But there are resorts. Mainly the more 4-star properties that would have AI. The thing is, if I had to suggest, is that, you know, when we've had guests from North America coming to Malta, there's so much to see and do outside of the hotel as well, that we encourage you to stay away from the AI, from the all-inclusive resorts, and have all your meals and everything organized in different environments, different experiences.
Yeah.
I think, personally.
Yeah, I want to add to that, being that the islands are so small, you know, you could do so much. It would be a shame to be kind of like stuck in a way to one area when you can do so much more and enjoy and experience the islands.
Thank you. That's very informative. I appreciate it.
This was fantastic. Thank you, everybody that put this together. It really was so informative, interesting, and cannot wait to see it.
Oh, it's a great destination, and I have to thank you, Warren. I have to thank Pat. The both of you did such a wonderful job, and I was glad that you actually. We knew that you were having a good time, so it wasn't, you know, it wasn't just. It wasn't work.
You know, I even managed to get a slot in for my grandfather's menswear store. So if you ever come to Malta and you need menswear, you can come to my grandfather's shop, and we'll give you 5% discount.
There you go. All right. Thank you very much.
By the way, we're just going to send you a cheers from Malta with
I think it's good to remind them that over here it's 7 o'clock in the evening.
Yes,
so we've done our day of work, you know, and we really deserve this today.
We have, you know, we have a lot of, thank you. Cheers to you. We have a lot of our clients that are out on the West Coast right now. So they're not up to drinking yet. They're still on their probably second cup of coffee.
It's 7. We had a long day, so we deserve this. Cheers to everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for taking time to view this. And, you know, we're looking forward to showing you other places. And we'll be back in Malta because it's not just what we saw today. There's so much more to see. And Johnny's now going to pick a couple of winners. So just hang in there for a moment. And Johnny, if you're, are you on, Johnny? Or have we lost Johnny?
No.
Okay, I'm here. Okay, I hope that the people that will be drawn will be still online. So let's do the first one. Is our $300 coupon. We go. We go to. Let me see the number. Sherry Watson. Sherry, if you are still here, you won the $300 coupon. Yes, I see that she's here. Okay. Now, the two other, eventually unmute yourself if you want, Sherry. And then we're going to have the 2 nights hotel accommodation in Valletta at the Rosselli is for Julianne Gorney. Julianne Gorney.
Hey, Julianne, congratulations.
Julianne, you won the 2 nights hotel accommodation. And for the 2 nights at the Phoenicia goes to, now we go together, Elaine.
Hello, Elaine.
Elaine won the 2 nights hotel accommodation at the Phoenicia.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Okay.
I already have a whole itinerary planned.
Oh, that is so
All
fun.
your information today. I have been writing 2 pages. You did a
Great.
fantastic tour today.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. A lot of work goes into putting these together, and it's just wonderful when you got the feedback that we get from all of you. It's really a wonderful thing. And you know, it's been such a difficult.
Look at my papers.
Great. You know, it's been an interesting thing for us doing these webinars. It's not something that we've ever done before. To the extent that we have. I hope you guys have really enjoyed them. We're going to continue doing them.
And I want to add that the price that for the Malta stay will include also the transfer in and out and the tour of Malta. So this is our office in Malta with Warren that provide those service for you, and we thank we thank the hotels that they give us those price, Ilona and mainly Pat. That was really our chaperone with Warren. So thank you again to all of you, and we are working for other presentation very soon. So. Maybe not in December, but from January on, we will do much more presentation, and we certainly will redo another one with Malta, because Malta is not only Valletta, but there are a lot of other places that worth to be seen.
So again, thanks everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
In
Bye-bye
the
now.
lobby, so Warren had to leave us.
All right. Thank you. Bye,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
They're leaving quick.
Yes.
I'm
Take
too
care.
excited.
We'll give you a call later in the day.
Okay, thank you. Take care, everyone.
You too. Bye now.